This is Coach Larisha Warner, and I am back for another episode of Love, Life, and Laughter. And today I'm excited to talk about my own experience on this journey of embracing my singleness. And I'm going to be talking about a few things that I have been learning along the journey over these last couple of years. And before we get into it, I want you to make sure that you remember to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to this page. Yes, stay connected with me. I want to make sure that every time a new episode drops that you do not miss out on it, all right? I've been on for a little bit, but I am back coming with a new episode. And so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So on my singleness journey, I've been embracing this journey for about 3 to 4 or 5 years now. And I'm going to be honest, in the beginning, it wasn't always easy. It really wasn't always easy, but one of the blessings about this entire experience is that it's an evolving journey, and I'm so appreciative to God that He has allowed me to navigate through. But the blessing even more about that is I've grown since I started out on this journey. In the beginning, I was just trying to understand, how am I going to get over the last relationship that I was in that left me scarred? It left me broken. It left me confused because I was ghosted. And I look up, and then now I'm alone. And one of the blessings about that experience that I look back on it is I knew that person wasn't the one for me, but the Lord had to show me a way. I asked the question, the Lord, I said, God, is this the one for me? And it wasn't not long after, every single sign that you could think of had pointed to the fact that He was not it. He wasn't the one for me. So I thank God for truly saving me from a lifelong headache of pain and unforgiveness and you name it. But I'm here now. Years later, I'm here now. I'm in my right frame of mind. I'm walking in my purpose. I'm loving on myself. I'm my whole vibe by myself. I don't have to worry about stressing out about nobody's son. So I'm just grateful to God. And one of the blessings that He has shown me on this journey of just embracing is making sure that you pray. You're praying. You're staying prayed up. This journey, as you know, is not going to always be easy, but prayer and me finding space and just having that connection with God and just crying out to Him and, letting Him know. I can be honest, there are moments that is not always easy. You're thinking about holidays, you're thinking about Valentine's Day, and you're like, oh my gosh, God, here we are again. But I really had to get to a place where I had to just pour out my heart to Him and say, hey, God, this is really where I'm at with this. Continue to keep purging me, keep dealing with me, making sure that I'm healed from those broken places, those situations that, when they left me and I didn't know why. And just really spending that time in His presence was so crucial to me, because I was no longer walking around pretending like I was okay, but I could actually just be bold and honest with God and say, hey, this feels uncomfortable. Can you help me make it make sense? But also help me to heal from it, so that as I move forward along on the journey, I'm not still walking around with this baggage. I'm not still walking around with this brokenness. But now I can freely be who You called me to be, because I'm not walking around with this undercover of feelings of like regret and unforgiveness and bitterness and resentment towards other people, because that will block you from meeting the one that God has for you, because you haven't done your work to heal from it. Okay. The next thing is preparing for love. This goes hand in hand with the prayer part. When I talked about healing from it and making sure that I prepare for the one who He has for me, I had to do my work. I had to go to counseling. I had to uncover things about myself that I thought, or quote unquote, I was fine. But in actuality, I wasn't fine. I was just allowing life, my career, school, my job, to kind of really suppress the feelings that I really was having. When I would be home at night by myself, I had to really uncover a lot of stuff. So I could be honest, I had a dating coach who literally walked me through the process, who helped me to retrain my whole thought process about what I thought about love, dating, relationships, communicating with people, you name it. So that's what I have done on my journey to preparing for love. Again, it's not something that happens overnight. I've literally been on a journey through that. But what I appreciate about God is He knows what we need. So there were moments where I would say, well, I need this step, or I need to get this type of resource. And he would align me with the right person who already had what was inside of them that would help me get to the next level. All right. So again, I coupled that with prayer. Then I started preparing for it, right? And then the desire. I truly believe that, the Lord placed a desire in my heart, to be in love. He's communal. He's relationships. He wants us to love on other people. So for me, there were moments where I was like, I guess I'm just over it. But then he would remind me like, no, I put that desire in your heart. Don't lose sight of that. Don't allow what you see or what you don't see to have you think that you're not worthy of it. So I had to get to a place whenever I would feel like I was down and out. I had to be reminded like, no, it's okay to desire it. Just make sure that you don't desire it more than I desire to be in communion and be in relationship with the Lord. So the Lord has dealt with me over the years and making sure that my desires are not above or higher than my relationship and wanting to be connected to him. So it's been a journey. I can be honest, it's been a journey. And I do this thing one day at a time, because things happen and your perspective and things will have you thinking, well, maybe that's not something I want to focus on now. But I never really lost sight of desire, no matter how much the enemy will try to throw things at me and so forth. And then one of the other things, just keep growing while you're waiting for love. Keep growing. I'm not the same Larisha that I was when I started out on this journey. And I wasn't the same Larisha that I was last year. I'm not even the same Larisha today that I was 3 months ago. Okay? So for me, it's so important that I continue to keep growing and recognize that I'm not perfect. I'm always sharing these tips about love, dating, and relationships, but I'm not perfect too. So each day that I learn something new, each day that the Lord allows me to go through a new experience, that's more growth, that's more nuggets, that's more wisdom that I can go back and share with someone else. I don't have all the answers, nor do I profess to have all the answers, but I serve a God who does have all of the answers. So there have been times where I've literally had to cry out to God. I've had to seek him. I've had to get with friends and say, hey, I don't understand what is this supposed to mean, and be able to be vulnerable. That's growth for me, being able to be vulnerable and say, hey guys, I don't know everything. And nor do I want you to think that I'm perfect and I do know everything, but here's where I'm at. And those have been some eye-opening moments where I've just been able to just be Larisha for a moment. Not Coach Larisha, but Larisha. And to be able to be in a community of people, women, who love on you, who understand where you have been, that has been a blessing for me. So that's how I literally have been praying for love, preparing for love, continuing to desire for love, and I keep growing while I wait for love. Now, this whole waiting process, I can't sit here in this episode and tell you that tomorrow this person is coming. What I can tell you is that I'm a firm believer that the Lord, especially if he placed it on your heart, the desire to be in relationship, the desire to be married, he's a promise-keeping God. It doesn't matter if it's tomorrow or 6 months from now. If he promised you that thing, it's going to happen. You just have to trust and believe. The word says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not to your own understanding. That's what that whole waiting period. Because we want things last week. However, there are things that you still have to go through. There's things that the Lord is dealing with the person that he has for you. And right now may not be the right time. If we can be honest, if the Lord dropped the person or they tapped you on your shoulder today, would you be ready to receive them? Would you be ready to be in a committed relationship with them? Or do you think you still need a little bit more time? So we have to be careful that while we're waiting, that we don't get hung up or caught up in the idea of how long the wait is, but to just appreciate that this process, that the Lord has not forgotten about you. I can get excited about that. The Lord has not forgotten about me. It doesn't matter if it's been year 1 or year 3. The Lord still has me on his mind. And because I know the Lord still has me on his mind and that I'm doing everything that he's called me and created me to do and be, then I know that the Lord is not going to forget about it. He will remember everything that you said that you were going to do. and that you promised him that you were going to do and that you're doing it, he's not going to forget about it. He's going to bless you real good. Ephesians 3:20 declares that he does exceedingly abundantly above we can ask or think. That's the type of blessings that I want. Like, I want my mind to be blown. And I truly believe that the Lord wants to blow our minds. We just have to make sure that we just honor him, that we put him first, that we don't lose sight of the plans that he has for our lives, and that we don't get caught up in what the world says and that the world's timetables on where we should be. Because if it was up to me, and if I was out there in the world, I thought I would have been married now. I probably would have had a child by now. I probably would have been with somebody who I had no business being with. But the Lord had another plan for me. And that's okay. And I'm okay. And I'm a whole lot better today because of that. Because I've trusted him and I didn't allow my flesh to lead me down to a pathway of frustration. So I can keep going on and on, but I promise this wasn't going to be a long episode. But I really, really want you to be encouraged. As I stated before, the Lord has not forgotten about you. Okay, let that settle in. The Lord has not forgotten about you. I want you to remember in this season to continue to pray for love. I want you to continue to prepare for love. I want you to continue to keep desiring for love. I want you to keep growing while you wait for love. Because it's going to happen. You're going to live. The songwriter said you're going to live to see it happen. And I truly believe that you will. So however you came across this episode, I want you to be encouraged. Whether you coming across it now or a year after this is released, I want you to be encouraged. The Lord has not forgotten about you. Keep going. Keep putting him first. You are going to live to see it happen. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I am a firm believer. I know it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. You are going to live to see it happen. So again, my name is Coach Larisha, and I thank you so much. And I just want you to be encouraged on your singleness journey. Know that you're not alone. I'm rocking with you, riding with you, believing God for you. Continue to do your work. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on my social media handles. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that is Twitter at Larisha_Warner. Also, you can connect with me on my website at www.divinelydestined.net. And then also I have some other ministry pages if you want to connect with me. That is divinely.destined.ministries, or I have a sisterhood group. If you want to build a community of other like-minded believers, we're at Destiny Sisterhood. So we're all across all the social media handles. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. Remember to like, share, comment. Drop those comments down in the section. I definitely will follow back up with you. Or if you want to send me a DM on social media, again, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter at Larisha_Warner. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Love, Life, and Laughter. Until next time, take care.